Hey guys, a lot of you that are confused about Photoshop, I'm just going to show you a couple of quick tips and things that you can do that'll get you started on the pathway of using some Photoshop. You can use a curves adjustment layer. And a lot of people don't know there are these presets, and the default one does literally nothing until you move it, right? But if you come in and you play with a curves adjustment in any way, shape, or form, if you decide you don't like it, you can simply grab the point that's on the curve and just completely drag it off and basically start over. So that's one trick. So if I lighten an image or darken an image and I don't like it, I can just drag this point off. But under these presets are a couple of different things. You can make an image darker. You can make an image lighter, and of course you can then fade the opacity to take it out. So if I make it lighter with the curve, then I can fade it back to exactly where I want it. I can add some contrast. If I click the eyeball on and off, you can see what it's doing. You can try picking a preset and then slightly adjusting it, if you wish. Alright, we go back to the default. Basically, this is your midtones right in the middle. And if you push this way, the image will get brighter. Pull this way, the image will get darker. You can push it straight up, you can pull it straight down. You can pull your highlights down. You can pull your black point over. You can actually push your black point up to get that washed out 50s feel to an image. Alright, so that's one thing you can do. That's curves. As described at the seminar, you can actually go into the individual channels. So if I wanted a little more red in the midtones, I can increase the reds or decrease the reds. Whoops, I can go to the blue channel, and if I pull blue out, the image gets warmer. If I push blue up, the image gets cooler. And you of course can do that. You can add blue to the midtones and pull it out of the highlights if you wish. And again, if you don't like it, you can of course get rid of the layer or fade the opacity. With levels as an adjustment layer. Again, this is your midtones, the center slider. This is your white point. This is your black point. But also under the presets, there's an increase contrast 1, increase contrast 2, and increase contrast 3. And if you get close with one of those, you can of course fade the opacity. See the effect you're getting. In the same way, you can adjust your midpoint for red, greens, and blues. I can go into my reds, and I can add red to the midtones or take some red out. Again, if you don't like it, you can just get rid of it. There's a hue and saturation. You can adjust the overall hue of the entire image. But you can also, for example, go to the reds channel. She's wearing this reddish shirt. I can increase the reds in the shirt. And then of course, if I want to take that off, what it did to the rest of her body, I can use the layer mask. You can of course pull the saturation from an image or adjust the reds. And then we talked about doing things on a background or on a blank layer. If I want to make this red shirt darker, I could go select color range, try to get most of the shirt, right? Tell it OK. If I hit Control J, that copies it to a new layer. So I've just got the shirt copied. Change the color on just the shirt. All kind of fun things you can do. I missed a spot right here in the corner. I'd have to go back and fix that. But if you stop and think about Photoshop as just you're trying to attack one issue at a time, it's not so overwhelming, because not only do you do it in layers, but it's this layering effect where ultimately you're stacking small individual adjustments one on top of the other to arrive at your final destination. So then last, if you want to make an image like really super grungy, I like to do image adjustment gradient map. There it is, which makes it black and white. And go filter other high pass. Really crank this up. Tell it OK. Change the overlay mode to overlay. Get that really grungy look. And if you want to take it off, of course, black hides, white reveals. So if I want to take it off, uh-oh, I did something bad wrong. Oh, you know what? I didn't do it on a layer mask. Hang on, start over. Crank it up. Make it a gradient map. Even the best of us get out of sorts. Ah! Alright, change it to soft light or overlay. Now we're going to put a layer mask on. Black hides, white reveals. So now if I want to take it off her skin, but keep it on the boots, for example. Alright. So particularly look at like the highlights, what it does to the boots. Make some more 3D, and then of course if you don't like it, you can fade some of it out. Just some different things you can practice and try. Just don't get frustrated, and don't be afraid. Like if I put a curves adjustment layer here, don't be afraid to just try different things. Just kind of move them around, move points around, and see if you like it. There you go.